So let us look into an example where we will put all these concepts to use. So the question is that at a climate station or a weather monitoring station, air pressure is measured as 100 kilopascal, which is much closer to the atmospheric pressure, and air temperature as 20 degrees Celsius. We will measure this air temperature using simple thermometer, what we also call as a dry bulb thermometer. And we also measured the dew point temperature as 16 degrees Celsius. And to measure this dew point temperature, what we do is that we take the dry bulb temperature thermometer with a small modification. In this modification, what we do, we place this mercury into a piece of a damp or soaked cloth. So what happens is that air near that mercury is always near the saturation. So what it will tell us, it will always tell us the temperature at the same vapor pressure that would fall onto the saturation curve that we saw into our last video, and hence this measure of temperature can help us calculate what would be the pressure E associated with the atmosphere. And we already know that what is the temperature here, that is measured by this dry bulb temperature, corresponding to which we can calculate that for that air what is the saturation vapor pressure associated. And in this question we have been asked to calculate the vapor pressure, relative humidity, specific humidity, as well as air density. So basically we will put all the concepts that we have learned to use. So let us go in steps. So the first thing that we will do is that we will calculate the saturation vapor pressure corresponding to temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. We learnt an expression which I said is very important, is 0.611 exp 17.27 T divided by 237.3 plus T. When we substitute the values here, we end up with 0.611 exp 17.27 into 20 divided by 237.3 plus 20, which upon simplifying gives us the value as 2.339 kilopascal. You can check these calculations, but according to me, these values must be closer to the numbers that I am mentioning here. Now, second thing that we can calculate is that we already know the wet bulb temperature. From wet bulb temperature, we can calculate what is the amount of vapor pressure that air is actually exerting, because we know that now this air is at temperature of 16 degrees Celsius and it is falling along the saturation line, because that's how we measure the dew point temperature using that wet bulb thermometer. So we can just substitute the values and it should give us the actual vapor pressure of the air, which comes out to be 1.819 kilopascal. And once we calculate that, relative humidity is simply the ratio of E and ES, which is 1.819 divided by 2.33, and this comes out to be 0.78, which is often expressed as percentage as 78%. And now whenever you read the weather news next time, these are the terms that they often refer. In Hindi, we also call this as adrata, or the humidity that is present in a given air. And whenever we talk about humidity in a colloquial sense, we are always talking about the relative humidity. Now next question comes, how we can identify what is the specific humidity. We learned that specific humidity is the ratio of density of vapor pressure upon density of air, which can also be written as 0.622 E upon P, where E is the vapor pressure or actual vapor pressure that corresponds to dew point temperature, which in this case is 1.819 kilopascal. Atmospheric pressure is 100 kilopascal, and this number comes out to be 0.0113 kg of water per kg of moist air. And you see that the magnitude of this number is so small, and hence we say that the specific gas constant of dry air and specific gas constant of wet air would not differ significantly. Finally, once we know this, we can calculate rho A, or density of air, as PRAT using the ideal gas law, where the value of Ra we know for the air is given out to be 289 joule per kg Kelvin, and this is the specific gas constant that should be known for each gas. If it is not known, we already know the universal gas constant divided by the molecular mass of the gas and calculate the values. And here temperature has to be in kelvins. So this would be 273.15 plus 20, which is the actual air temperature. Pressure we just calculated as 100 into 10 to the power 3. Upon simplifying, we get this answer as 1.18 kg per meter cube. Rather than just worrying about the formulae, you see the logical sequence that is involved in the calculation and pay attention to the magnitude. So here, the density of water is 1000 kilogram per meter cube. In comparison to that, density of air is just 1.18 kg per meter cube. Similarly, 78% is a number that we are looking at as the specific humidity. Now another question arises, can this number be greater than 100%? Yes, it can be greater than 100% because for condensation to happen, in addition to reach the state of saturation, we also need certain conditions to facilitate occurrence of condensation or precipitation at large scale, which we will talk about into the key drivers of precipitation. And whenever the ratio of E upon ES exceeds 1, we say that our air is super saturated. And as soon as it finds suitable conditions to form a condensate, it will result in the outpour of water either in form of condensation or in form of the precipitation. And with that, we are all set to move into specifics of precipitation, which will be the topic of discussion of our module 3. Thank you.